US Secretary of State Antony Blinken said today that a Gaza ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas is at the closest point yet. He added that final agreement from Hamas could come at any time in the next few hours or the days ahead. The deal would see Israeli hostages exchanged for Palestinian prisoners and Israeli soldiers gradually withdraw from Gaza. Desperately needed humanitarian aid would also be stepped up. It comes as the number of fatalities continues to rise. Here's senior correspondent Lisette Raymer.
When talk of a ceasefire deal is accompanied by falling bombs all day and all night, any hope is heavy with caution. More than 60 Palestinians were reportedly killed in the latest onslaught. This tent village turned to ash, their homes long destroyed. If there is hope among the grief in Gaza, it is that these will be among the last lives lost in this war.
Yes, there is real and continuous progress in these negotiations. Yes, this too is a sensitive time, and perhaps the less said, the better. And yes, we are moving closer, but it is not concluded yet. Hamas are yet to agree.
While many Gazans spent the day glued to their phones waiting on news, in Tel Aviv, thousands gathered in Hostage Square, willing a truce across the line. United in anger over reports that the Israeli Prime Minister is now prepared to sign a deal he has rejected several times previously. One of the country's far-right ministers boasted online, "Over the last year, using our political power, we managed to prevent this deal from going ahead time after time," seemingly confirming that Benjamin Netanyahu prioritised his government's survival over thousands of lives.
This is not about politics or strategy. It's about humanity and the shared belief that no one should be left behind in darkness.
Sharon's parents were taken hostage on the 7th of October. Her mother was released weeks later. Rare relief from the nightmare. Now, after 466 days apart, Sharon's allowing herself to dream of hugging her father and telling him once again
that I love him, that I love him.
Optimism on both sides is tempered by history. Hopes have been raised before only to be snatched away. But the signs tonight are promising. A spokesman at the Qatari Foreign Ministry has said that this is the closest point yet to reaching an agreement. And the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken has described the deal as right on the brink.
Israelis must decide what relationship they want with the Palestinians. That cannot be the illusion that Palestinians will accept being a non-people without national rights. 7 million Israeli Jews and some 5 million Palestinians are rooted in the same land. Neither is going anywhere.
For the 2.2 million people on the Strip, the stakes could not be higher. Every day is a lottery. There is no job, no food, no life, this man says. Enough is enough. And so too echoes much of the world.
Of course, the path to peace is likely to be a rocky one and nothing has been finalised yet. But it's understood the ceasefire deal would be split into 3 phases, each lasting 6 weeks. Lisette's with us now with the details. Lisette, what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that's right, Sam. During the first phase, it's expected 33 hostages would be released by Hamas. And in exchange, Israel would release a number of Palestinian prisoners. From day 7, Israeli forces would start withdrawing from Gaza and many Palestinians could then return. But Israel would maintain a presence along a narrow strip of land on the southern border, and there would be a buffer zone along the border with Israel. A significant relief effort would also begin on day 1 with 600 trucks delivering food and fuel every day. For phase 2 to begin, a permanent ceasefire would have to have been agreed on. All Israeli hostages would then be released in exchange, once again, for a number of Palestinian prisoners. It's hoped this would also lead to Israel withdrawing completely from Gaza. Phase 3 is centred around a 3 to 5 year rebuild scheme to aid Gaza's recovery.